Hi, my name's Carly, and I am going to share with you an experience that I will never forget. About a year ago, I was taking an ASL class, and I met someone named Jessica, and she had a couple horses. I remember her mentioning them a couple of times during class. What do you like to do with your free time? Which was mentioning like hobbies and things like that. And we had the same hobby, and so we kind of connected from the start. We talked about our horses every once in a while during class, and then finally one week she was just like, "Hey, did you want to come ride? Because I'm looking for a new riding partner to come ride with me because I have two horses and I need to ride them both and exercise them." And she said they're just getting fat. So of course, I would jump at the opportunity. I found out that she lived right next to, I think you say, Patapsco State Park. Which I didn't even know what that was until I actually went to her house. She kind of gave me like a mini tour while we were on the ride. But when I got there, she introduced me to Charlie, the horse I would be riding, and he's kind of like a big draft horse. He's the sweetest thing. Jessica swears up and down that he's got like mule in his blood because he's so stubborn, but I didn't have any problems with him. I thought he was the sweetest thing ever. Then, let's see. She rode Jasper, and he was a big white horse. She had raised and trained both of them herself, so I thought they're perfect. They're perfect horses. But when we rode through Patapsco State Park, it was beautiful. Like, it was magnificent. We rode around, I think it was October or November, so the ground was kind of soft, so we had to be careful where we rode the horses, to be careful that they didn't slip or fall or something, which they did end up slipping a couple times, and that was scary. But it was beautiful. We got to see boulders, huge rocks, steep hills. There were fallen trees across the paths, and we actually jumped the horses over the fallen trees, the logs, and there was a waterfall and a river and then smaller creeks, running off the river. It was amazing. But then we got to an open field, an end of the wooded area, and it opened into a big clear field. So Jessica said, "Why don't we take this opportunity to just like gallop the horses across the field?" And so she took off, and then of course Charlie took off after his buddy. He didn't want to be left behind, but I didn't mind it because galloping is my favorite part of riding anyway. But while we were running across this field, like going full speed, I looked up and I saw a bald eagle like circling around us, and I just thought, wow, that's just awesome. And I don't see bald eagles very often. And then I looked to my left and I saw a herd of deer. It was about 6 deer, and they were running parallel to Jessica and I into the opposite side of the field. And it was just so beautiful, and I felt this amazing connection with nature and God's creation and everything around us, and it honestly felt like something that I would have experienced in a dream. And I remember getting off that day thinking, I have to go write this down. As soon as I get home, I have to write this down somewhere so I can remember in a couple years when I look back and think to myself, did that really happen, or did I dream about that? So it was so cool. And that was my experience. I'll never forget.